two, 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 two. Sure, if anybody's going to be able to. See. Console. One, two, 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 three. One, two, 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 three. One, two, 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 three. Check one, two. One, two, 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 three. Check one, two. Okay, I can hear myself now. All right, that's better. All right, let's see. Has anybody joined? Anybody? Okay, messages. Okay. Notifications. Okay. Hello. Where are my posts? How can I see my posts? Oh, hey. Hey, Steve. I can see that. Can you hear me? Sorry, I was on another page. Okay, there are three people here. Oh, cool. Well, I want to see you too, though. How do we do that? Or do we have to just type? That's kind of annoying. It says there are three people here. Oh, now there are two. Oh, okay. So you can't do a two-way video chat. So I can't hear you or anything. So you're just gonna type, huh? Okay. That's cool. Is there anybody else here? There was somebody else here. I should have done a Google Hangout. I think there we would be able to talk to each other and see each other. Let me see. Let's see, I have these effects on my vocals. I'm talking through, oh, what was that? This is fun too because I'm on the spot. Oh, that's funny. So I have this Voice Live Touch. I'm currently using that to talk to you. Where's my heart tune? Oh, ladies first, ladies first. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. Oh, that's kind of, I like that. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna plug in the bass too. Yeah, the Voice Live. The Voice Live is a really cool Voice Live 3. It's from TC Electronics. It's one of my favorite toys. Oh, Steve, dude, you have to check this out. Hold on, I'm going to show you this pedal. Right? So it's like a drum percussion pedal that you hit with your feet. Um, Unfortunately, my camera is connected to my computer, so I can't show you how it works. But this is like a kick drum pedal, and this is like a snare drum pedal, and you can choose a bunch of different sounds, kick drum sounds, as well as snare drums and different things like that. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to plug it in right now and like do like a little loop or something. And it's a looper. Now I will say this: the looper is not that amazing. I don't know why. It's too sensitive, I think, but it's kind of cool to play bass and make beats on these things, on these pedals with your feet. So I'm going to show you right now. Sorry, guys. Hold on. So these are hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I do run it through the other looper. That's exactly what I've been doing. Um, Simply because it's not a like great looper on its own, but it does have some interesting sounds. And the cool thing about it, it's called Ortega Quantum Loop. The cool thing about it is that you can put your own sounds in here as well, your own drum sounds. That's a big old kick. So that's a little snare sound. I don't like all the snares. My favorite snare sound is this little finger snap. So it's kind of cool. So you can do like, that's cool stuff. It's a little bit weird though when you're playing bass and trying to make rhythms with your feet and trying to sing and rap at the same time. So it's it's not for the faint of heart. This device, it's kind of cool, and I think it adds like a really cool visual effect. So people, get involved in the performance by watching you utilize all these toys and tools. You know all about that. Yeah, I'm working on trying to pull it off for Wednesday. The show coming up at Rockwood, where I'm going to do a lot of that type of experimental stuff. And, I have this device and I can do little things like this. This. Ooh, ooh. I know, man. It's not brave. It's just not very smart, honestly. I don't know. I just like to get up on stage and just try to do things that I I just want to attempt to do cool stuff. I think I've been trying to figure out how to do more of that stuff by myself. Um, as an artist, I've had so many people ask me to do that. Would I be okay doing a show just me? you know, there's something to be said about the money aspect of it. Of course, I probably could make more money that way, but also there's something to be said about just the experience and people really being able to connect with the lyrics, because that's one thing that I think gets overlooked when you see my show live. There's so much going on. There's so much to see. There's so much music and the band, and we're rocking out and having a great time. And I think in some ways you lose the lyrical content in that, especially if people don't know the songs. It's kind of cool. I was just in San Francisco and people were singing along to Question, and they were singing along to We Are, which is kind of cool when people do that because you know that people are connecting to the lyrics. And I spend a lot of time writing lyrics, and I consider myself a lyricist in some ways. So it kind of goes, it kind of feels like that part of me is not really acknowledged as an artist. I recently had this guy ask me in an interview, "What's the one question nobody's ever asked you?" And I couldn't think of anything. It took me I guess it took me a week to figure it out. Uh-oh, I lost everything in the chat. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the one thing I like about the master classes too, Steve, is that I get to I get to really share the lyrics and I can see how they affect people. Whereas when we're doing the show with the band, I don't think people are able to connect with the lyrics as much. Um, so yeah, I had this interviewer ask me what was a question that nobody's ever asked me that I wish they would ask, and I couldn't think of anything until I got home. This happened while I was in Germany, and when I got home, I was like, you know what? I wish people would ask me about song lyrics and what they mean in certain songs. Like, why did you say that? And what were you thinking about when you wrote that song? Or just acknowledge kind of the lyrics. Somebody recently posted a screenshot of the song Snap that I did with Bootsy Collins. Dibby dibby, yeah, I used to be shy. Didn't have no money, so I never was fly. Never had curly hair or light green eyes, so the artist that I love would give me the side eye. Um, what else? It's another one. So to be like, but that song, Snapping, was really a song about what it was like growing up in Atlanta and being invisible to the other artists that were really popular. Um, and because, especially in the hip hop world, uh, there it's very male dominated, of course. And so, as a young woman, you were trying to navigate that, the hip hop world being so male dominated, and trying to be seen in that as an MC, as an artist, and trying to figure out, how do I fit into this? Do I dress like the boys? Do I talk like the boys? Do I move like the boys, or do I move like the girls? And most of the time you saw how the girls were treated in that world, so you didn't want to be seen as a girl, because they really didn't have a lot of respect for girls. So that song and everything, the lyrics and everything, was kind of about feeling that invisibility, and in a sense having to be hard, in order to be noticed. And divvy divvy, yeah, I used to be shy because I was really shy. We didn't have no money, so I never was fly. So like I didn't grow up with parents who had a lot of money, so I didn't wear the latest clothes and the latest trends. So I remember when people used to laugh at me because I was wearing something that was so old and not cool, um, outdated even. And so I was kind of going off about that in that record. Um, what I used to say, ah, I never had curly hair, a light green eye, so the artist that I love would give me the side eye. Something, something, something I aspire to be like. Everybody around here respect my shine. Everybody around here remember the crooked smile, but I never was a crook. Had my head in the book. Yep. Yeah. So many things. Hey, somebody else just joined us. Who's here? You can type. I think you have to type in this little box right here in order to be heard. I think Ann was here. Jasper. Oh, hi Jasper. Are you at the YouTube? I see you on Patreon. Ah, she just found where the typing box is. Perfect. So Steve Lawson is here. Steve Lawson is an incredible bass player who lives in the UK, Manchester, right? Manchester, right? Steve is probably he's here. Oh, I wish I could see you guys' faces. I think Jasper's gonna come over. Birmingham. I'm sorry. That's right. That's right. That's right. Birmingham. I'm sorry. Hey, where's the bass? I think I gotta change the battery in my bass. I have to go teach a singing, a songwriting class today. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. We're supposed to talk about rhythm. Yeah. Oh, it's a little tight in here. Ah, hey, Jasper. Hey. Cool. So yeah, I'm supposed to talk about rhythm today in this songwriting class. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, honestly. I could talk about Rebel because that's something that's really, really rhythmic. That could be something. So what's up, guys? This is the first chat. This is my studio room. I got to get a better camera that can see some things. So this is a couple of bases hanging on the wall. It's a mess in here. This wall back here was designed by my fiance. She took all those pictures and put them put them up really nicely. That drum head right there, that's something we got in an auction from Questlove. It's signed by Questlove. Um, actually, this James Brown poster is kind of cool. I went to a James Brown tribute last night at the Apollo Theater. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Um, Avery Sunshine was there. She sang. I don't know if you guys know her. Lisa Fisher. Oh my God. Lisa Fisher did a version of Aretha Franklin's Respect that I don't think I will ever forget. It was absolutely beautiful. Yep, that was the one Nikki was drumming on. Nikki sounded so great. The groove was killing. Christian McBride was slapping the bass. It was really dope. Lisa has the greatest voice, but I hope they release this version of Respect she did. It was a ballad. It's a ballad. And it was powerful and amazing. I mean, the band was killing. The musicians, Kraz, um, Eric Krasno was playing guitar. Um, I don't remember the background singers' names, but they were amazing. The horn section was crazy. Fred Wesley was there on the trombone. Um, it was dope. It was a really great experience. Hey, anybody got any questions they want to ask me about anything? Still working on that. I haven't got it yet. It's hard. Try out some of the rhythm stuff for you. Well, I wasn't really, I still don't really know what I'm going to talk about as far as rhythm is concerned. I was really going to show them some examples of rhythm of pop in popular music. Hold on, let's see what's this. Oh, you guys want to hear this beat? Because your rhythmic skills run so deep, bass playing. Yeah, but in the context of songwriting and people who want to write popular songs, when I think about my rhythm, it's or what I'm gonna teach about rhythm, it's more of just being aware of the importance of rhythm and how it affects songwriting. I think I saw this really cool example. I'm gonna show you. I need a keyboard sound. Let me get a keyboard sound right quick. Can you guys hear that? Let me get a piano. I thought this was a really cool demonstration. Can you guys hear that little electric piano? Nothing. How do I get this to play out? No. Damn. I haven't figured out how to get Logic to play out. I think I would have to rewire some things. Um, damn it. Okay, so I could do it here. So we just have a scale, right? Here we go. It's just a major scale. Nothing really happening. But if you go, it changes the whole major scale into something that sounds really cool and actually a melody. And all you did was really change the rhythm of those notes and how you played them. Same thing is, and it's so effective when you actually inject rhythm into those notes and melody. And that's what songwriting is really all about, especially nowadays. I think, in my personal opinion, I think something about the 90s really changed the way we heard rhythm in popular music. Um, when you had Destiny's Child, for instance, at the top of the charts with a song like Independent Women, when you think about what was happening rhythmically, tell me what you think about me. The shoes on my feet, I bought it. It's so cool rhythmically. I don't think anybody had really ever heard that type of rhythm in popular music. And I think it really came out of the hip hop world. And hip hop has injected itself into all forms of music. And I think it's done so with attitude and with rhythm. So people are starting to think about rhythm in a completely different way. Um, I was listening to A Star Is Born. I went to go see that Lady Gaga show the other day, and there were some really cool songs in this movie, and they wrote all this stuff for this movie. Um, but what was really cool about it was the rhythm, the rhythm of those songs, the rhythm of those words, the rhythm of the melody is what's really driving music in general, popular music right now. If you look at anything that's on the charts right now, it has a really cool rhythm to the rhyme. I used to call it rhythm of the rhyme, rhythm, the rhythm of the rhyme, rhythm, the rhythm of the rhyme. Break your mind, the rhythm of the rhyme. Something about that, it intrigues people, and it makes you want to pay attention, and keeps your ears. It's like ear candy. Rhythm is like ear candy, and you want more and more of it. I think the Maroon 5 song is a really good example too. And I know these songs are super popular songs. What was it, Girl, Maroon 5? Something like that, Maroon 5, Girl, Like You. I wonder if it'll play Girls Like You. Yeah. But even just the music, when the music comes on, it's just rhythmically intriguing. You, girls like you, I need girls like you. Da, do, do, ga, boo, da, da, da. So cool. Like you wanna hear that. You want it to keep going. You wanna feel that. Same key. Huh. Yeah, it has a hook. It's a hook. And now what's happening is that everything is a hook. The verses are hooks, the choruses are hooks, the pre-choruses are hooks. Everybody, the guitar line is a hook, the bass line is a hook. Everything is a hook, and when you have all these hooks going at the same time, it's you can't help but be hooked and be immersed in the song. So it's kind of cool. Songwriting is kind of cool right now, I think. Even though maybe some of the substance of what people are saying may not be cool, but I think even then, even with substance right now, I think we're in a really interesting time with some really great songwriters and some really great messages being shared through songwriting. Um, so, I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to show some examples. Like, I'm going to show that example by Maroon 5, for instance, because it's such a great song. Um, what's another one? Oh, even Aaliyah. If at first you don't succeed, such a great rhythm. But again, I think that it was inspired by the producer, Timbaland, who immediately, you know, he immediately hooked you with his rhythms. He When he came out, you knew there was something special about him, and you could tell a Timbaland beat because of the rhythm of the beat, the rhythm of the tracks. So I think that there's something to be said about the marriage of rhythm as far as producers and songwriting, as far as the music and the hooks. Like the lyrics had to kind of step up to be able to sit on top of what's happening rhythmically with the music, which I think hip hop had a lot to do with how we hear things rhythmically. When you think about Jay Dilla, for instance, it's with that little stutter. Like nobody was doing that. Now that wasn't even a James Brown type of thing. We got the James Brown, boom. Yeah, your observation about hip hop is really interesting because hip hop producers kept pushing it way out into left field, but it gave pop writers a chance. Yeah, I think that exactly. Even without going full Dilla, that's so true. Yeah, hip hop producers pushed everything out in left field, and songwriters had to. I think it inspired songwriters to really go for things that they never would have gone for before. What did you say? Have your way. Do da da, do da da, do da da, do da da da, do da da, do da da. Oh, do da da, and it left this space in popular music where you didn't feel like you had to take up all the space. That space kind of left it open, and that space kind of pulls you in as a listener. So you're like, dang, what's going to come next? Yeah, not everything had to be some exact division of, yeah, subdivision of 16th notes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a really good point. It took electronic music off the grid. Yeah, well, Dilla was never on the grid, like as far as like his productions go. He had his own quantization. The Dilla quantization. Can they put that in the DAWs? The Dilla quantization. That'd be cool. Oh man. Cool. So we got Jasper. Somebody left. I think Ann left. Jasper, what's up, man? You been playing some bass? Oh yeah, please send me a book. That would be great. Oh, cool. Jasper must have left. And what's up? Are you a bass player? Let's see if I can get this thing. Oh, cool. So yeah, I thought you were a bass player. That's awesome. Are you playing gigs or anything? Oops. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, cool. You're playing a duo. Oh, that's dope. Oh, 2.5 years ago. That's what's up. Oh, you got the space bass? Wow. That's pretty cool. How many bases do you have now, Jasper? Because you probably got more bases than me. That's pretty rhythmic. One of the other things that I want to talk about is you got six basses. Wow, 9 guitars. Dang, dude. Where do you keep all that stuff? Oh, cool. Steve, I'm gonna check that out. I cannot wait. Um, I cannot wait to check that out. That's cool. Does the book talk about hip hop at all? Oh wow, this is exactly what we were. Let me download it. Oh, dope. Wow, that's dope. The first verse is about Dylan and D'Angelo. Nice. Oh yeah, left and right is so dope. Oh man, this is cool. Thank you for this book. Super dope. Sandburg, California. That's dope. Steve, how many bases do you have now? That's what it's all about being in love. 6. That's a good number. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. I think I only have 9. Oh, 10. I got one in Miami. No. Oh wow. Which one is your favorite, Steve? And you say that's your favorite one right now. Does that change? Steve got the most pedals for sure. You stripped down your pedal setup. What is this madness you're talking about? Few options. Are you still messing around with the drums? I think you really like this drum pedal. Oh, Jasper, I was showing Steve this new pedal I have. It's an Ortega looper. Something. Yeah, the fretless. Oh yeah, I can imagine. It's an Ortega quantum loop. It's kind of cool. I need to put my own sounds in it. I need to put some drum sounds in it. Yep, that's the 7 up. 7 up. 7 up. 7 up. this is a traditionally like just funky, like a nasty funk type of thing. Seven up, seven up, right? But if I was to think about like what would I rap over this rhythmically? You know, I could be like, I could do something simple like, my name is Dibby Rocks. I'm from the ATL where we rocks. Got that thing on the end, got that something. I don't got no lyrics, something got too bad. I'm bad, mama jammer from the A. If you go around my way, you can see that we don't play, right? So that's a really cool. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That's that rhythm, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, right? But if I was like really wanted to keep your attention, in a pause, look at the da da da, something about the da 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 party now. Got about the beat, got it to the team, da 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 da. Hey, something gon' keep, gon' keep, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole different. It gives you a whole different vibe. You know, now you like, oh, you start moving like this. For me, music is about how it makes me move. You know. Is it dippy rocks from the bottom to the top of the sun? Take it to the face. Something in the time to take to see, change to take, get around my way. Gotta run the beat, something in the time to top. You can call me the G.I., the B.I., the N.I., the T.Y., yeah, the pop. Something in the G.I., listen to this. Oh, you're so sweet. This is kind of funky though. I should have saved this for class. That's kind of funky, man. Dude, I love this 7 Up. I love that you knew exactly what that was. You have one? You got one of those? The 7 Up? It's really cool. It's really cool pedal. I got it from the GitCon. Oh, you don't have one? Oh man, yeah. It's super cool. Like when I just played around with it, I begged those guys to let me take it home. You know what else they have, which is really interesting? I'm going to show this to you. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, you can get these sounds in the Mod Duo. I don't know the Mod Duo. Steve, you're ridiculous. That's so funny. So, this have you seen this Ditto looper that has like these sensors on it? It senses the drummer's snare and will change the loop. The algorithm compresses and expands the loop to match the drummer's time based off of the drummer's snare. I think it's some new technology. I think there are some things that they're still working out about it, but we demonstrated it at GitCon and it works. Yeah, this one is really cool. So if you're playing with the band and you lay down, yeah, some witchcraft, yeah. If you playing with the band and you lay down a groove and the band comes in and you lay down a loop and the band comes in, 9 times out of 10, the band is gonna get off of the loop and you have to stop the loop and play it live. What this pedal does, which is super cool, is it it keeps it keeps moving the loop around to fit where the band is grooving and where the time is going. And I mean, if you have a drummer who's not moving around too much, it's barely noticeable. But it's so cool because the loop, you don't lose the loop. It doesn't lose the groove, and so it's really cool. It's really cool. We demonstrated it with the cajon. Now, my question is, it's supposed to somehow be tapped into the frequencies, the high pitched frequencies of the snare, and you can even attach an external mic. It comes with a little external mic that you can attach and to the snare. It has these little speakers, which is how it's listening to the drummer. And so it's intuitive and smart. It's kind of cool. It's called Ditto Jam. I haven't tried it yet with the band. I'm tempted to do it at the show on Wednesday, but I'm already doing so much experimental stuff, and I'm not playing with a drummer. I'm going to have a percussionist, so I feel like it's going to be easy to stay in the pocket. And I don't want to, be experimenting with this Ditto Jam while I'm already experimenting with so many things on stage in front of people. So I'm going to leave that one at home. But yeah, it checks the drummer by the frequency of the snare drum. It expands and compresses itself. The loop changes, so it'll speed up and slow down. Now there is a little bit of transience you get sometimes when it's slowing down and speeding up, but it's only because we were doing the speeding up and slowing down extreme speeding up and slowing down, which a drummer should not be doing on a gig when you're looping something. So I think it's worth checking this out. Even if you're like doing some of the stuff that Steve has been doing and creating drum beats on the fly, and looping them and looping his bass guitar and really creating all these different loops. Um, I think that would be cool. This thing would come in handy. So those are some of the toys I got from GitCon. The Sub and Up pedal, this TC Electronics pedal. Yo, you know what pedal I was really impressed with? There are these guys called Game Changer Audio. These guys have a distortion pedal. Yeah. When I tell you that there is no noise when you lift your hands off of the bass, and usually when you have the distortion pedals, the crazy, you get this crazy noise, and it's just unruly. This pedal is so clean. Yes, the electricity driven one. Oh my God. I did say I preferred fuzz. You were watching, huh? I didn't know what to say. It's fuzzy though. It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy. But it's almost like the distortion is wrapped around the individual strings. Like when I was playing it, that's what I saw visually. That there's this electricity wrapped around these strings, and it tracks so nicely. And the song and the sounds you can dial in are so cool and clean. I was really impressed with that pedal, and I didn't convince these guys to give me one. Um, I'll give you their information. Did you know about this, huh, Steve? Of course you do. Game Changer Audio. These guys are dope. What T-shirt? Did I get the T-shirt? Wait, what T-shirt? I don't know. Hey Jasper, we got it from GitCon. Yes, I did. The T-shirt is super cool. It's actually a really well designed T-shirt. Yeah, I got a shirt. I think I was wearing it in my. I wore that shirt when I did my last Wake and Base. I think I had it on. Cool, man. Well, this has been really fun. I think I want to do a Google Hangout next time so that people can talk and we can actually have a conversation. Because I kind of feel like I'm just sitting here talking and you guys are only able to participate by typing in something. And I would prefer to, like, to really talk. Oh, no, you're fine, Steve. I was just saying next time I think I'm gonna have a more of a like a Google Hangout so that we'll be able to talk to each other and maybe play some bass together and show each other some things on bass. I think that would be cool. Steve could talk to us about all the pedals that he uses and I can learn from him. Oh yeah, that'd be super cool. I don't know when. It's gonna have to be in November. Yeah, Steve, I'm gonna get you, man. Because I'm heading to San Francisco on November 1st to play a show on November 3rd. Um, then I have a show November 18th. I kind of sprained my shoulder, I think. So I'm trying not to play so much or trying to play not so crazy when I get on stage because I'm in a fair amount of pain. I think it's my rotator cuff, so I'm gonna have to have that checked out. But I got some playing to do, so I'm gonna have to try to figure it out. Oh man, the Berkeley studies are going very well. I I'm so happy I'm doing this, even though it can be really inconvenient to my life and it takes up a lot of time. Um, I'm able to apply the things that I'm learning to my everyday. Oh yeah, Jasper, you're a physical therapist. Um, like right now, I'm taking Pro Tools 110. I don't care for my professor that much. I don't think he's as engaged as some of my previous professors were. So that kind of like off puts me a little bit. But I'm learning a lot in that class. I'm really re-familiarizing myself with Pro Tools. Another class I'm taking, which I didn't think I was going to like at all, is called a music production analysis class. And that class is actually kind of blowing my mind because it's making us think about music from the standpoint of a producer and think about music in different ways. And we have these experiments we do every week where we have a list of possible emotions that a song could give us, and we sit somebody down and allow them to listen to a couple of songs that we choose from a list of songs, and we're observing their kinesthetic or sensory responses, which is really cool. And I think they're training us to pay attention to how people are listening and appreciating or not appreciating the music that we share with them. So you can kind of tell if somebody likes something based on these sensory responses they're having to the music. Also, we get them to identify the emotions that they feel while they're listening to the music. And also, we get them to identify the emotions that the artist is trying to convey and get them to determine whether or not the artist was successful in conveying that message. So I'm really kind of into this class. I guess it's like a philosophy class about music in a sense. My last semester was really cool. I had a great professor. Her name was Roberta Radley, and she was my what was the class? Critical ear training. Um, I really liked that class. Harmonic ear training, recognizing chord progressions. That was a really great class for me, and it inspired me to want to really study other people's chord progressions and get to the root, get to the bottom of why people write the songs they write and why they're popular. And I guess in a sense, that class and the music production analysis class kind of go hand in hand. So it's like every semester I'm building upon the previous semester. Yeah, absolutely. There is a personal preference. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some people might like certain things and other people won't, but you get to just kind of get a sense for what this particular person likes. So right now I could write up this whole analysis of my fiance, for instance, based on the music that she responds to and how she responds to it and in what way she responds to it. And then I get to do my own little personal experiments because I get to choose which songs I play for her. So in the past, like I would play songs, well, sometimes I would play songs that I knew she wasn't gonna like, um, or songs that I knew would make her sad or make her feel a certain type of way. And I was pretty much right when I knew, in knowing what would make her happy or make her sad. Like the last time we sat down, I was like, I'm not going to torture her. I'm going to play her songs that I know she loves. One of the songs on the list was Imagine. And literally, when it came on, she let out a little squeal. Ah, like, this is, yeah, I love this song. So that made her happy to play that song. So I get to, play around with it like that too. Yeah. The how people tick type of work. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I never really done it before or paid much attention to it, but this class is making me hyper aware. No, exactly. We can't speak to everybody. I think that that's really part of one of the real important parts of the songwriting class I like to talk about is really identifying your audience. Who are you writing this music for? What do they talk like? What do they do? What makes them happy? What makes them sad? Really trying to identify an audience and catering to that particular audience and not trying to cater to everybody, which is what young songwriters try to do is try to get everybody on board, but you're just not gonna get everybody. I mean, some songs do, like a Bob Marley, for instance. I don't think there's one person in the world who hates Bob. Absolutely. The more voices exist, most people engage. Um, that's why some songs are number one songs. They appeal to a large group of people from different backgrounds. And what I'm really, really, really getting to understand is that, um, yeah, universality. Oh wow, that's deep. What I'm really beginning to understand is not only do you identify an audience, but then you have to identify what you want them to feel and and try to put that in the song. Yeah, Steve, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it goes back to the hip hop, the hip hop formula, which is, and I mean, I guess the rock formula too is get the kids in your high school to like your songs. Do they like them? The people in your neighborhood, are they bumping your stuff? Your friends and their friends and their friends and their friends. You start in this small neighborhood of West New York, for instance, and see if you can get people in West New York to like your music. And then you kind of go out from there. Global appeal is really recent. Yeah, really recent addition to the human experience. Absolutely. I mean, I guess the Beatles would be one of the first artists who had that global appeal. Um, and before that, I think it was more regional, even if regional meant the country you lived in, you know. But everybody want to maximize on the money, so you got to get it to the world. I think that's that's where everybody is with it, and you can get to the world where you couldn't before. Like you can have a number one record in China, and be sitting in a little studio room in New York, living your best life. off some Chinese checks, you can go to China and tour. Yes, exactly. Whoever's in your house, your town, your village, if you can affect them. And maybe you can't, but maybe you can affect the community in China. You know, I think people are doing it. I think that a good example of that is Arrested Development, who had a big hit. They had a big hit record here in the United States, but they weren't able to continue that streak of hit records in the United States. However, they found an audience overseas who loved them. And who continued to buy their records. I think they were really popular in South Korea and Japan. And so they spent a fair amount of time in those countries touring and releasing music in those countries and maintaining a lifestyle here in the US that the US audience probably would not have supported. So that's the cool thing about being able to get out of your neighborhood is that there might be a little community of people in the different cities around the world that you could that you could sell your music to, get your music to, perform for. Yeah, man, that's why I want to be on a Google Hangout so we can all really talk about this stuff, give examples and different things like that. So you're a teacher, Anne. That's cool. What do you teach? Do you teach music? Oh, cool. Do you play any other instruments? Oh, nice. And what made you pick up the bass? Oh, creative film writing. Huh. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Oh, that's super cool. So do you make animated films yourself? Oh, I love that. To be free in your constraints. There are only 12 notes, 15 notes. How to be free in with the constraints of 15 notes. Dude, I do recommend seeing A Star is Born. I was really not trying to see that movie, but my fiance wanted to see it real bad, so we flipped a coin. It was between that movie and The Hate You Give, and she won. So we went to see A Star is Born, and it was really beautiful. It really was. Bradley Cooper surprised me. I mean, he really came off like a rock star. And the songs were, I really enjoyed the songs. Yeah, I really want to see The Hate You Give too. One second. Cool, man. Well, it's almost 12 o'clock. I have to be in the city at 2:30. Well, I have to start teaching at 2:30, so I kind of want to get there about 1:45. It takes me about an hour to get there. I want to pack up some things because I have to take a bass and maybe a loop station because I'm going to play a little bit and play them some of my songs. I should practice this one with you guys. Ooh, oh, she gave up on life. Absolutely, Jasper. We'll do it again. She ain't up all night. Took a bunch of pills and she fell into a deep sleep. Thought about it twice. Decided it was time to give up on the dreams. When I'm on the ground, did anybody hear? That's really hard to do. She gave up on life. She gave up on life. She gave up on life. Took a bunch of pills and she fell into a deep sleep. Thought about it twice. Decided it was time to give up on the dreams. When I'm on the ground, did anybody hear? Did anybody care? It's just another life in a city with 6 million stories. The story all stays the same. No one hears, no one cares, and no one knows your name. You walk to the schoolyard with a gun and you're ready to aim. Walk to the church and you're going bang bang. But he was killing in the lane. He was killing in the lane. It's so real. It's so real. Everybody just won't feel what you feel. And it is what it is. And it is what it is. What it is. It's so real. Everybody just won't feel what you feel. What you feel. And it is what it is. And it is what it is. What it is. Ha ha ha. I gotta work that out. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Thank you, Jasper, for coming. Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Steve. You surprised me. Yes, talk soon. I'll talk to you guys later.